Yeah, I think it was a good battle. We started off really well, created some opportunities. Then, Louisville took the lead, and we showed great resilience again to come back and get a point. And dying seconds, we could have won it.
Go to questions, Austin.
Seb, we've talked the last couple games of starting well early on, created a number of chances in the first 15, 20 minutes and just couldn't convert. You have the penalty, couldn't convert, and then they go on the other end and score. Just how frustrating is that, seeing the work that the team put in the first 45, but not being able to get anything out of it?
Yeah. I'll take the positives though. Something that we spoke a lot about was starting the game fast and lots of energy, and I think we did that today. I think we achieved that today. I think when you're up and you have good momentum, you have to take advantage of that, and that's where we're falling short by not getting that first goal. And then any time we don't get that first goal, we give the other team an opportunity to win the game, and it's already incredibly difficult. So disappointing in that sense that we didn't reward ourselves with the goal, but I can't fault the players' effort. They put everything into it. You could see there was a lot of energy. There was good intensity, both in possession and out of possession. Again, created some really good opportunities, and it's the final part again. And I sound like a broken record, but it really comes down to that last moment of putting the ball in the back of the net. But overall, really pleased with the players' performance tonight.
Luis?
Luis Carlos Pineda, Loud and Proud Orlando. Thank you, Seb. The Pride fought back to earn a point after falling behind, showing a lot of resilience. How do you evaluate the team's mentality tonight in responding to the deficit, especially in key moments, with KC coming up on the next game? Thank you.
You kind of answered your own question there. Yeah, they showed resilience, never give up kind of mentality, everything that we speak about every week. It's defined by moments at times. It's a cruel game, this game. Even when you're dominating, you don't always get what you deserve. But again, we concede a goal and showed a heart and desire to get back into the game. And I know we left it late on, but again, after we made the equaliser, and a well-deserved equaliser, we still had moments to win the game. And so, yeah, again, can't fault the players' effort because they're not leaving anything on the field. They're putting absolutely everything to get a win, and it was shown tonight in our performance.
Seb, Simone, Charlie,
Yeah.
and Jackson, they've both been able to come in off the bench last couple games and provide some with attacking, and obviously Simone Charlie drawing the penalty tonight. Having them at your disposal now in terms of the attack and just being able to bring them off the bench, how much of a benefit is that just in terms of switching up some things offensively and adding some more dynamism?
Yeah, and I think that's the benefit of this roster that we've put together. We can adapt to what a team's given us. If we need to have more pace in the forward line, then we have players at our disposal. If we need to play, through the lines, then we've got players as well with those qualities. But yeah, this is a very competitive roster, and it's incredibly difficult for me to choose a best 11 and choose a best 20 to play in the game. We're leaving players off the bench who are high-quality NWSL players, but that's what we need to achieve the goals that we set out to do at the start of the year. Credit to Simone Charlie. She's had a bumpy, up and down journey to get to this point, but she's here now and she's making an impact, and credit to her for getting her head down and working so hard to have an influence on the game. Well deserved today for winning the penalty because she's put a lot of work into those moments.
Just wanted to ask you about the game plan coming into this game. It seemed like there was a lot of long balls ahead, trying to get Banda to hold up play, kind of bypassing the midfield a little bit. What was something that you saw within just pre-game of trying to go more direct rather than playing through the midfield?
So two things with that. Playing against a team like Racing Louisville, and Bev's done an incredible job trying to, create this identity, which is a high pressing team. And in order for us to do that, we had to probably be a little bit more direct. And we created opportunities within that. There was a couple of moments where the ball's on the right-hand side and we've played, over their press, and Prisca's got in behind, and the same on the left-hand side with Barbara. So just been a little bit more direct, probably suited us more. And also we wanted to be intentional in the first half. We wanted to set a tone early, and so it might have created more opportunities, which it did. Playing over their press changes teams' behaviours. They're a little bit more conservative now, as long as you have opportunities to score. And I felt that was the case for that first 20, 30 minutes of the first half.
All right, we'll close there. Thank you, Seb.
Thank you.
All right, and we're back with defender Kylie Nadaner. Kylie, can you start off with just initial thoughts on tonight's game?
I mean, we never give up. That's a big positive from us. I think we deserved more that game, but the game is cruel. That's the way it goes. And we just need to take the positives, learn from the negatives, and we go again.
Go to questions. Austin.
Hey, Kylie. Austin David with Orlando-Pride.com. Just going back to the late goal, team scored 8 goals in the last 15 minutes of games now this season. What is it about this team that has, you keep pushing the very end? It's been a theme the last couple of years, but just what is it about this year's team?
We're resilient. I mean, that is part of our identity. We never give up, and we are always playing to win. And we always believe in ourselves. I thought we were going to win that game wholeheartedly. Every single player on that field did. That is on the Orlando Pride. So, yeah, we never give up. I think we need to start games the way we finish them. We tend to finish games very strong, and whenever we go down, that's when we seem to get, a little wake-up call. So we just need to start games the way we finish them.
Luis.
Luis Carlos Pineda, Loud and Proud Orlando. Thank you, Kylie. Racing Louisville had a high press, putting pressure on the back line tonight, particularly in the first half. Of someone who often anchors on defense, what adjustments did you have to make to help the team kind of play through the press? And what do you think you could have done better to control defensively or maintain control defensively? Thank you.
Yeah, Louisville's a good team. They're fearless. They come to our place and they press us, and we invite it. We want them to press us. We want teams to press us because then it opens up space in behind. So we just wanted to play through the lines and then exploit the space in behind that, which we did really well in the first few minutes of the game. We were able to find Prisca in behind. So yeah, I think what we're so good at is we can do both. We can play in behind and play a more direct game, and we can also pick teams apart if they want to press us.
Kyle, you kind of mentioned just the starts to games. Tonight you had a good start, having multiple chances in the first 15 minutes, but just couldn't find the back of the net. You had 2 penalties that were saved. How do you kind of just go through that the frustrations of not being able to find the net, the goalkeepers having an incredible game, and continue to push through?
I mean, everybody plays, whenever a team plays us, they play it like a championship. And we're so aware of that. I mean, the keeper made some unreal saves. They're defenders. They're defending with 10 players in the box. They're putting their bodies on the line. So we know we have to be perfect. That's the reality. Yeah, it's a cruel sport. I think we had our chances, and that's been a big emphasis for us. But we're going to peak at the right time. I believe that wholeheartedly. So it's coming. We're building, and the chances are there. We just have to put them away.
Just how, this is your second game back now after a month-and-a-half long break. How tough is it to kind of get things going again after not having a full NWSL game, for such a long period of time, and just kind of getting that form back?
We've been working hard these past 6 weeks. It's been a good time to kind of regroup, refocus. I think some teams are obviously hurt more than others. We were missing a lot of international players, but that's no excuse. They all did well, and we're happy for them, and we're really happy to have them back. So just moving forward, it's gonna be a lot of fun once we have our full squad back.
Talking about that, actually, just I wanted to get your thoughts on all the players that have come back from injury, Simone and Luana, and being able to have them back in the fold, being available for selection, and, having so many options now within the team.
Yeah, it's the squad that we have is pretty incredible. I don't envy the coaches' positions in the decisions that they have to make because they have to make some really hard decisions. We are making each other better every single day. The squad is super competitive, so every day you have to fight for your spot, and I think that's just going to make us better going forward.
Luis?
Hi, Briska had a really great game tonight. I know that you guys rally behind her off the pitch also. How does it felt for her to be having these back-to-back great performances recently? Thank you.
Friska's been playing great. This league is a hard league to come into, so I think for any player to come in, it takes an adjustment period, and now she's flying. So it's really exciting to have her and Barb's up top. I mean, if I'm a defender on the other team, I don't want to see that. So I think their connection is really good, and yeah, I think we just keep going. The chances are there.
All right, we'll pause there and back with Coach. Thanks, Kylie.
Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone. We'll start off tonight with defender Emily Sams. Emily, can you start off with just initial thoughts on tonight's game? When you have a second.
Yeah, I would say tonight has been one of our best 90-minute performances. Other than the fact that we should have scored a lot more and should have come away with 3 points, it's definitely a disappointment. But I would say, besides a little point in the first half, we dominated, and yeah, I think that's the best team performance we put together besides just the final piece.
All right, we'll turn over to questions. Reminder to state your name and affiliation before going.
Hey, Emily, Austin David with Orlando-Pride.com. Just performance-wise, you said it was the best, but obviously the goals change games aspect of things, having so many chances and not being able to find the back of the net, how frustrating is that just for the way that you guys played, not to have the 3 points that you guys may feel like you deserve?
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating. I mean, I think everyone feels a little bit of that frustration, but I also want to turn that into a positive because we just never gave up the whole time, and I think we had that belief as soon as we went down that we were going to win that game. So, of course, it's frustrating to not come away with the 3 points, but yeah, I think it's a positive that we stuck to what we were doing and we never let the pressure off and never showed that disappointment. And then just, yeah, at the end, it's just a little frustrating to do all that work and then not come away with 3 points.
Please.
Luis Pineda, Loud and Proud Orlando. I wanted to ask you, Emily, Racing Louisville's attack, players like Savannah DeMello posed a challenge tonight, obviously. What was your approach to neutralize their key attackers tonight, and how do you feel you perform in those individual battles? Thank you.
Yeah, I think they're very focused on transition and on the first and second balls. Obviously, they have Flint in the middle, who is very tall and very good at flicking the balls on. And so I think we struggled with that a little bit the first time that we played them at their place a couple weeks ago, but I think we did a lot better with that. And I really just think eliminating their transition as much as possible, and then second balls is really important. And I think we did very well with that. And, yeah, I don't think their attack, I don't even think they had very many other chances besides the goal that they had. So I think we did well with that.
Emily, just as you're about to head into halftime, you get the penalty. Julie has it saved. They go the other end, score a couple minutes later, and then you head into the locker room. Just how much of a change does that kind of make in the mentality of how you approach the second half, and what was said at halftime just coming off of the heels of that?
Yeah, I think obviously disappointing to concede so close to halftime, but the message in the locker room was just to keep doing what we had been doing. We had been dominating the whole first half, and again, besides that one chance, I don't think they really had many other chances. And so, yeah, just the message was to keep doing what we need to do and to put away our chances. And, yeah, I mean, Julie took accountability for the penalty, and then I think she came out and, had a great performance. So, yeah, yeah.
This team has had a history this year of coming back after going down. I know we've talked about the resiliency of this team in the past, but just being able to have those moments of of continuously putting on the pressure and finally breaking the dam. How satisfying is that?
Yeah, I think again I spoke on it earlier, but just the belief that we have in each other and like we know our strengths. We know we have Barbara, and then Simone coming on made a huge impact, and so yeah, I don't think there's ever a question of if we're going to get back into a game. And we have that belief in us from until the final whistle blows that we're going to. Even last weekend against Utah, we had that belief, and again fell short, but I don't think that's ever in question.
Luis?
Emily, you've been a consistent presence in Orlando's defense, which has kept the team very competitive in tight games like tonight. Obviously, I don't know if I'm getting too ahead, but KC's coming up. Tough matchup. It seems like a derby vibe between both of y'all. How do you assess the morale of the team after the draw against Utah and the draw tonight? Thank you.
Yeah, I think again we finished this game a little bit disappointed, but yeah, I mean I think it's always easy to get excited to play against Kansas City, and so I think it's going to be tough. We put ourselves in a tough position now that Casey's quite a few games ahead of us in the table. But yeah, again, it's always fun and especially to go there. I mean, they have a great atmosphere, and it's a fun place to go and play. And yeah, like I said, it's always easy to get excited and to go compete for that game.
And like just last couple games, obviously you've had to really push to get results here at home. What do you feel like kind of needs to change other than the performances, and just, what have you kind of seen that just needs to adjust going into that game against Kansas City?
Yeah, I think it's really as simple as just putting away our chances. We had so many clear chances from a lot of different players, and I think if we score those chances early on, the whole game looks different. I really can't ask for more from the girls, in my opinion, other than just finishing those chances. But I think everyone knows that they take accountability, and we just move on. And just if we finish those chances, it's a way different game.
All right, we'll pause there and be back with head coach. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.